Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy to be here doing morning prayer again. I'm Steve LoCastro, for anybody who doesn't know me. Happy to be here. Now, I was reading through the readings for this week, and there's usually some kind of theme that ties them all together. So I was looking for the theme. And it started in the Old Testament with Ruth. In chapters 3 and 4, we learn about the birth of Obed, who becomes the grandfather of King David. And Ruth is so joyful, and her mother so joyful to be having a child, continuing the bloodline. And Psalm 127 is talking about the joy of having children and continuing that bloodline. And so I thought, well, maybe the theme this week is children. That would be easy enough. But we get to the New Testament in Hebrews 9. Paul is talking about how Jesus' sacrifice has had spiritual ramifications on the world. And he doesn't really say anything about children. And then we get to the gospel, and Mark 12 is talking about Jesus setting up an example of the rich giving to the treasury and the poor giving to the treasury. And he makes the point that the poor woman who gave what little she had has had her actions will have greater spiritual ramifications for her than the actions of the rich who give out of their abundance. So what I started thinking about was the comparison of certain actions. Our Old Testament actions were yielding children, physical manifestations that were tangible, that we could touch, feel, see. And the New Testament seemed to be talking about actions that don't produce physical manifestations, that are completely inside of you. And it seems to be a common theme moving from the Old Testament to the New Testament that Jesus is taking a lot of the physicality that we can't help but depend on when we want to understand something and internalize it. That the Holy Land is not Jerusalem, the Holy Land is not Israel, the Holy Land is inside of us and inside of our hearts. So we're moving from the physicality of the Old Testament to the spirituality of the New. And the point that I see in this, of course there are many to be made, is that your actions will always have consequences, even if there is nothing physical for you to see at the end of them. Your actions may well, as they did when Jesus saw the people going into the treasury, they may have spiritual ramifications that you need to look inside your heart and able to see. Amen.